What's going on? Today, we're going to go through 12 quick motivational guitar playing tips so you don't break your guitar. Try not to be mad or frustrated at your guitar playing if you're stuck in the same rut. We all have that happen from time to time, even the greats. I know I've heard it more than once when people say it's not the amount you practice, but it has to be the right kind of practice. While that is true, it's not completely accurate. A lot of great music has come from making mistakes or improvisation. But it's the mistakes we keep that eventually forms our music. Now, without trying to inject doctrine about a certain way to play, I'll explain a bit of practice ethics. I don't claim to be the best at practice ethics, but it's a subject I've looked around on YouTube for and I haven't found very much on, so I figured we'd come drag it out into the light. It's one thing to get up in the morning and immediately get on that guitar. That can seem like a daunting task to some. Number 1. Record everything you do. Recording everything you do not only allows you to keep those happy accidents, but you can listen back to your play style and feel out where the weakest link in the chain is and strengthen that link. Keep every recording you ever do, just in case you may need it later on. Remember that guitar playing isn't just learning the right notes, it's structure and practice ethics. Number 2, stretching your hands is essential. Don't trust those miracle hand stretching products. They may seem like a good idea, but they're a shortcut to nowhere. Whether it's playing chords or soloing, you don't want to hurt the ones you love. So take care of them, stretch them, and massage your fingers before each practice session. I know it seems like a bit extra, but it'll end up going a long way. Number 3, taking breaks. Taking regular interval breaks is essential. Listen, we all have our limits, and we need to listen to our body when it tells us something. You must understand, things take time. And it's about those little muscles in your fingers getting developed. Taking time away from the guitar is essential to take in media to form future ideas and inspiration. Think of our emotions as a marble block in which we carve our notes from. Number 4, the metronome. The metronome is a priceless tool for guitar players and musicians alike. Getting to know your tempo is essential to learning pieces or songs. A band will love you if you can show up on time and stay in tempo. This can also be achieved using a backing track. Metronomes are fairly cheap, and now cell phones are even equipped with them, so there's no reason not to have it equipped in your ever-growing arsenal. Number 5, replace those strings. So many people limit their play style with not replacing their strings often. I replace mine about every 4 to 6 months. Also, pay attention to what gauge strings those are. You may not be a .9 after all. 10s will have more control when bending to that half or full note, while 9s may lead to overbending if you're used to 10s. Although, back in my day, 9s were all the rage. But I still have a tendency to overbend when I don't mean to. Maybe a sweet spot like 9/5s. It's always good to experiment. Number 6, tone. If you're caught in a rut, try changing your tone. Your ears, like everyone's, change over time, and what we heard yesterday may not resonate today. So changing that tone could be the breath of fresh air your guitar playing needs, whether it's a subtle change or a drastic one. Perhaps dial down the reverb and go tight end, or dial up the delay and go wild for a while. Remember, experimentation is a child of concept. Number 7, forget. Sometimes it's best to just forget what everyone else has done and just do what you feel. I know that seems super unorthodox, but hey, we're thinking outside the box today. I know you may feel like the community may not embrace it, but originality can be boxed in by restrictions or too many social pressures. Try not to get too caught up in others' playing styles. Adopt a few pieces, but then embrace your own tone and originality. 8, confidence is key. Staying confident is a key between you keeping the possibly next best song or forever losing it. It's important to have belief in yourself to keep those ideas. For example, if Rush per se didn't have the confidence to record 2112 and just scrapped it, we'd never have the masterpiece that it is. Try not to delete your work. Plus, it could always be reworked in a different tempo or in a different key. You never know. Believe in yourself and just stay focused. You got this. If you're liking and finding this video helpful, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Number 9, temper. If you get frustrated, obviously just walk away. Never let your temper get the best of your gear. I've had talks with people who damaged their gear in accident because of their temper in general, so I put this one on the list. I'm also definitely guilty of this one. No one's perfect. It's especially disheartening if you damage your instrument on accident. This is always an unfortunate incident as it's often unfixable. For example, on tops like flame or quilt gloss tops. But on the brighter side, try to think of it to be a kind of a personality you gave it. If you're trying to stay focused, try not to be too fixated on the resale value. There's many YouTube videos about relaxation or guided meditation to help you maintain control. So if you haven't tried those, check them out if you're trying to calm down. They work for me. If you're not having a great day, maybe keep that guitar in the case until you're not in the danger zone. Be careful out there, and remember to spread those good vibes. Number 10, practice ethics. What even are ethics? The dictionary defines it as the branch of knowledge that deals with moral principles. Fair enough, but how does that relate to guitars? Having good practice ethics helps manage and maximize your playing time, leveling up your skill exponentially. It is more productive to set a schedule or carve out a block of time to do some mindless noodling. Set an hour or two block for specific practice of scales, modes, pentatonics, mastering of techniques, or whatever else you may deem worthy of your time. Dividing and planning your day also burns in the grooves for new habits, and habit is everything. Once you don't need to force yourself to do these things, it'll fall into place, and it'll feel off if you divert from the original structuring. Number 11. Community. Try to immerse yourself in the guitar playing community. YouTube and other social medias are great ways to find inspiration. I often play guitar on my Twitch and love chatting about them. Stop in if you'd like to chat guitars. Concerts are also a great way to get musical motivation, online and off. They showcase new music, and also watching artists play helps in the visual aspect. Guitar podcasts are also a great way to network with the guitar community and get a sense of what's relevant. When you find people who share similar interests as you, it's easier to be excited and stay passionate. Number 12, idleness. An enemy from within. The modern among us applies technology for our systems of business and leisure. Apply that same standard for your musicianship. This goes hand in hand with focus. Try not to be idle for too long a period of time. This repetition of idleness will form a bad habit. You are not your habit, so that means changing it won't be too hard. Instead of sitting idle, grab your guitar and get some practice in. The secret power of the unplugged guitar is only harnessed by those who already know it. Playing unplugged is better than not playing at all. I hope you're able to integrate these into your life and get a better rein on your guitar motivation and ethics. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go do all of these. Thanks for watching, and stay motivated. Perhaps dial down the reverb or go tight end. Or dial up the... and go...